This book insists on sorting dragons into little understandable boxes as if the readers had only 100 years or so to live and their teeny tiny baby brains could hold only so much knowledge. Poets do have a way of editing and exaggerating. I remember that time as one big, boring patience-trying dilly-dalliance. A lot of hurry up and wait. It's all too easy to prefer a certain color of dragonborn, but what's inside is what really matters, which is to say the sort of damage their breath can do to you. My favorite ascended dragon monks all narrate their bodily attacks, aloud with fun onomatopoeias. Swish kapow indeed. They say that rangers tend to look a lot like their bestial companions, that make dragon wardens among the most attractive of humanoids. I am less guarded with my spells than I am with my recipes. Magic sure to soon improve, but when it comes to my pudding, well, you can't fix perfection. Scholars have engaged in lengthy debates about whether or not this spell should be properly attributed to me. Honestly, I've created so many things, I can't really keep track of them all. If you happen to find yourself in possession of a platinum scarf, be prepared for side effects, head swivels, gasps of admiration, and myriad compliments. I've let adventurers put their toys in my hoard to steep once or twice. I can never get a good night's sleep while they're there, though. It's like an itch. Oh. You know the proverb, don't look a draconic gift in the mouth. Some say it's because of the breath weapon, but really, it's the smell. Oh. Some of the less common draconic gifts I've seen bestowed include chubby cheeks and an adorable nature, the ability to blow, immaculate smoked rings, and the innate sense of when your egg is perfectly soft-boiled. I wouldn't mind that last one myself. To portray a convincing human, one must embody greed, selfishness, and vigilance. To portray a convincing dragon, one must relax. Many common phrases have origins in Draconic names. Great goly moly, goody goody gumdrops, and gazoogs all have their origins in the name of my capricious friend Galgaloth Malgalgloth, whose dragon breath also produced a bobby trumpety tune. Try not to be offended when a dragon dismisses you as irrelevant. Remember, you might be dealing with an individual who hatched into the world 3 civilizations ago, and that every dragon has the wisdom to see how lone heroes can change the course of history. Dragons are like lizards. They exist before humanoids and will exist long after them. They can manipulate reality's fabric and they transcend natural laws. Wait, not like lizards, like magic, When I go, I dream of passing my spirit into that which I have had the most profound experiences. The first thing that comes to mind is a caramel trickle from the Foxy Duck Tavern. Yum! I've never met a creature I didn't love, but I have met a few I didn't want alive. It takes no additional work to be infinite. As the spider sees through all its eyes, dragons simply are once and many times. Most dragons aren't what you call pious. To really embrace religion, one must believe one needs help. The time a dragon spends in a humanoid form is not directly related to our opinion of said form. In fact, dragons generally disagree with mortals about visual taste. Most of you are extremely misguided. Looking glasses have not helped. The only thing better than getting a dragon involved is getting 5 dragons involved. Ooh! Oh no, not 5 dragons. Oh, what am I going to do? Certain dragons act like they're in danger of forgetting their own grandeur, unless they're surrounded with beings they can domain. I've found, on the contrary, that those scorned by others have the most to teach us. Often a dragon who is merely hungry is perceived as angry. The outcome for the observing creatures is the same, but I think it's important to clarify motives. Dragons are not in your world, you are in theirs. Home is where the hoard is. My favorite lair I've ever visited was a crystal dragon's. It turned everyone's voice into a high-pitched squeak. Remember, not all lair shenanigans are devastating. What is a dragon without a hoard? The answer, it turns out, is significantly diminished. Great piles of coins are all well and good, but the best treasures are the ones with the memories attached. Let me tell you about my collection of Beyblades. I once saw life advice from an emesis dragon who specialized in that sort of thing. I told her all my flaws and unwanted behaviors, and she prescribed the best elixir. Stop doing those things! I still think back on that visit in trying times. Tiamat spent the most time crafting her black dragons. I was flabbergasted at her final product and suggested oh so many adjustments, but at the same time, a project could simply do. If I weren't so platinum, I'd be blue, not as in sad or down, quite the opposite. I'd be delighted to be a blue dragon if I weren't a platinum one. For you see, platinum is the best color. Bards sometimes seek out brass dragons' lairs in hopes that the dragon's whimsy will enhance their creativity. Like a muse, the more experienced bards know not to overstay their welcome, lest they awaken craving a skunk cabbage. Bronze dragons are the absolute worst at transforming themselves into human form. They always embellish with extra hair in all sorts of places. I applaud ingenuity, but in this matter, simpler is better. I knew a copper dragon who loved coining words. We have her to thank for words like organized, pillow, cognizant, virgin, jam, to name just a few. It would make her laugh to know how often people make these ridiculous combination of sounds. Starlight is measured in emotions rather than quantifiable units, although crystal dragons would argue that emotions actually are quantifiable units, so I don't really know what my point is. There is a deep dragon saying that translates roughly to thorough is as thorough does, but more literally, uncover every last stone, every last stone, every last stone, every last stone sounds exhausting. I know I didn't make dragon turtles, and Tiamat swears she didn't, so where did they come from? More importantly, why? Although emperor dragons are wise beyond telling, they usually answer questions with some vague jibber-jabber, like the answer lies within you. Oh, how frustrating! Say what you will about fairy dragons, but they know their pastries, eclairs, macarons, cupcakes. Now I've gone and made myself hungry. Now look what you made me do. Mojons have an inexplicable habit of mistaking good dragons for their leader, Promise. The dragons don't mind, and the Modrons don't seem to mind, so why do I find this so offensive? In some ways, the green dragon is the most dragon of dragons. Pity that Bahamut gets credit for them. One can imagine the most preposterous things around a moonstone dragon, and then look around and then realize one was not in fact imagining. You might think a red dragon's fire would burn away any hygienic improprieties and leave the dragon's breath smelling fresh as spring flowers. But you'd be wrong. A sapphire dragon's flight once inspired a courting dance in a certain kingdom that shall remain nameless. Embarrassingly, it's still performed to this day. In order to see a shadow, one must look in the opposite direction of the light. The same can be said for a shadow dragon. Silver dragons are the best of the best kinds of dragons. They just get it, you know. A topaz dragon named Blustertail once complained to me that he hated water because it talked too much, whatever that means. I enjoy an animated debate, just not with a white dragon. Impossible and ignorant, all of them. The air must be different in their Arctic latitudes. Which came first, the gem or the dragon? Not a riddle, actually, it was the dragon. Objectively speaking, of all the dragons, Bahamut has made the best decisions. He is the most handsome, and his hoard is gigantic. Yes, very gigantic indeed. Yes, look how gigantic his hoard is. Oh, gigantic indeed. I had a crystal dragon read my fortune once. A lot of codswallop and poppycock, to be sure, except for the part where he said I forget what he told me. That was impressively accurate. The ultimate paradox, some deep dragons are actually very shallow. I once spent months trying to teach a Draco Hydra to perform a 16-bar 5-part harmony. The singing didn't take, but the image of all its heads wearing the little hats and mustaches I gave them still tickles me to this day. What to say about the dragon blood ooze? I could comment on the bad blood between me and Tiamat. I might observe that its creator originally attended a blood sausage recipe, but perhaps I shall simply say, you ooze, you lose. The best way to identify one of these grafters is if you see someone running around chanting, "Look at me, I'm a dragon, I'm a dragon. Oh, you're gonna punish me because I'm a dragon. Yes, punish me more. I'm a dragon. I'm a scary, scary dragon." Some dragons consider it an honor to bear a woolly rider into battle. Others find demeaning and view dragonels' willingness to serve as mounts as a sign of their debasement. Have you ever heard an emerald dragon purr? It sounds like a tremendous, lethal, and adorable earthquake. The thing I miss most about Sardiar is the thing no great gem worm will ever reproduce, the witty anecdotes, which were, I grant you, mostly about me. I will have you know, Fizban the Fabulous is not afraid of ghosts. I am, on the contrary, deeply saddened by the realities of their existence, and maybe just a bit creeped out. A horrible and wonderful truth about our world is that anything has the potential to be an enemy. Conversely, anything can be a friend. Call me biased, but the great part of metallic great worm feels a bit redundant. It goes without saying. Sapphire dragons don't often get along with followers of Bloth, but one phrase seems to dissipate a lot of tension between them. Spadas, yes please. When a sea serpent drives itself through the hull of a ship, it's simply trying to accelerate the molting process. Sure, the ship might sink, But that's hardly the serpent's fault. Sometimes the evening sun catches a topaz dragon just right, and I forget who I'm talking to, thinking it's my dear Sariar returned to me at last. I am going to the one place that has not been corrupted by Tiamat. Buzz!